Yes, so I'm Christy Dena. I'm the artist of Magister Ludi, which is a installation and a game. There were two ideas that I brought together. One, I was noticing the escape the room phenomenon that was happening around the world. With that, there are escape the room games that are online in which you're in a room and you have to try and figure out the puzzles in order to get out of the room. But as well as that, there are also real world escape the room games where people are being locked into rooms and they have about an hour to figure out how to get out of the room. And so I thought that was an interesting phenomenon of the escape the room genre. And then on top of that, I came to some personal realizations in myself where I had gone through some traumatic events in my life, but I noticed that the bad habits and the bad thinking that got me into those troubles were still with me, even though the bad times were behind me. And so it was about, how do I really escape the psychological troubles that I was in? So those two ideas were blended together, and I created an escape the room game about the thinking that you need to escape in order to get out of terrible things. So the installation is an old, it's a vintage 1950 school desk that I found at an antique store in Brisbane. And for me, when I was thinking about the game originally and I was looking around for a piece of furniture, because immediately I wanted it to be something where people were sitting down and the actual piece of furniture was part of the meaning of the game. So I was already looking at pieces of furniture and I saw the school desk and it just made complete sense for me, because the work is about the things, relearning things, and so the school desk made sense. And I also really loved the idea of that sort of tangible feeling of opening up the school desk and then you're sneakily doing something underneath it, and then of course featuring the desk in the game. And the first room you go through is a school room, and just sort of mocking learning at the same time. For me, Recharge is a couple of things. One, in the work, it's about providing a possible impetus for transformation for people who have been through terrible times and traumatic things. So it's a personal recharge for people. It was for myself, at least. And the other part is sort of I guess recharging the space in the sense of bringing a game into an interactive but an arts exhibition type environment, and so it's sort of recharging, sort of messing up like what's actually happening here in some way. And I also like the fact that it is a digital game, and it's a game. The escape the room games, they're online and they're also in the real world. And the same with my installation is that I'm actually bringing the two together. The escape the room game that are usually online and the escape the room games that are tangible, and they're smashed together. So sort of those negative and positive forces coming together.